Hey folks, Gavin Bell here and welcome back to another video. I'm coming to you today from the beautiful, beautiful city of Stockholm. Just look at this place. It's absolutely stunning. I've just completed a 2-day Facebook advertising workshop with a client over here, and we got onto the topic of LinkedIn ads and how do LinkedIn ads perform versus Facebook ads, especially in a B2B sense. Which is better, Facebook or LinkedIn? And it made me think about an experiment that I ran just a few weeks ago where I spent £500, half on Facebook, half on LinkedIn, and which one worked best? Well, let's go back to my hotel because it's freezing here. I'm going to walk you through the results. Facebook ads, LinkedIn ads, what is best? Before I go, just take another look at this place. Stunning. That feeling though, when you run an ad campaign and it's profitable from day one, that's it, that's how you feel. Now that I've warmed up, let's get stuck in to this LinkedIn versus Facebook. Which one is better? Is LinkedIn best for B2B or is Facebook better for B2B? I think most people tend to think that LinkedIn is strictly business to business and Facebook is strictly business to consumer, but is that really true? Well, I decided I was going to run an experiment to see what is going to happen. And in that experiment, I decided to spend around £450 to see exactly the same ads on each platform to see which one gave me the most leads. So here is the rundown. Facebook has 2.2 billion active users. LinkedIn has 610 million active users. So Facebook is massive versus LinkedIn, and also Facebook owns WhatsApp, Facebook owns Instagram. But is size really important? In this case, it's not, because in marketing it's all about not the size of the platform, but which platform can help me deliver the right message to the right person at the right time. Now if LinkedIn can do that, that's much better than Facebook. If Facebook can do that better, then well, Facebook wins. I decided to set up a campaign on Facebook and LinkedIn sending people to my Facebook advertising blueprint. It's a free guide that people can download in return for their name and their email address, and I wanted to see how much it was going to cost me on each platform to get one of those leads. For targeting on Facebook, I decided to create a lookalike audience of people that have already purchased my programs, already customers of mine. And you know, on Facebook I've been running ads for this blueprint for a very long time, and so Facebook maybe has an advantage, and I just let that campaign run, so I didn't actually create a new campaign on Facebook. On LinkedIn, however, I did create a new campaign, and this was the first time I'd ever created a campaign on LinkedIn for myself, and I decided to, rather than go down the lookalike route, which I maybe should have in hindsight, I decided to target people based on job title, number of people in their company, and where they're based. So I went for marketing directors, in-house marketers, business owners, CEOs, entrepreneurs in the UK, in businesses that are any size really. And that is the kind of perfect customer for me. So LinkedIn I went very much targeting based on their work, and on Facebook I went based on the demographics and got Facebook to choose the people for me based on the lookalike. As I say, the goal was to get people to download my blueprint, and I decided to go for the exact same creative on Facebook and LinkedIn. So I decided to take the ads that I've been running on Facebook and copy them word for word and image onto LinkedIn. I spent around £229 on LinkedIn and £222 on Facebook, putting them head to head. So total budget for it was £454.07. Now my hypothesis going into this was that Facebook would be cheaper and I would get cheaper leads on Facebook, but LinkedIn, although it's going to be more expensive, I thought I was going to get better leads from it. And I also thought that yes, it was going to be more expensive, but I didn't quite understand how expensive it was going to be. I feel like LinkedIn is commonly known as an advertising platform to be more expensive than Facebook. But one of the things that I was really interested in was the mindset of the people using the platform. When someone is on Facebook, they're scrolling through their phone, speaking to friends and family. When someone's on LinkedIn, they're much more likely to be in work mode. And so when somebody's in work mode, they're much more susceptible to work-based advertising. For example, someone's on Facebook, they're sitting with their family at night and they're just scrolling through and they see an ad from me about a Facebook advertising thing. They're probably not in the right mindset, or they're probably not thinking about their business whilst they're doing that. On LinkedIn, however, when someone's sat on LinkedIn, they're maybe at the office, they're much more likely to be in business mode. And so I thought that was going to work in my favor. But did it? Well, here's the results. So, total spend on LinkedIn was £229.62. Facebook, £224.45. So pretty much the exact same spend on each. Now here's where it gets different. The impressions, so the number of times my ad was viewed on LinkedIn, 4,203 versus Facebook, 18,941. So Facebook, my ad was seen loads more times than on LinkedIn. Clicks. How many people actually clicked on my ad? On LinkedIn, I got 84. On Facebook, I got 253. So that's like, what, 4 times more clicks on Facebook. But interestingly, the click-through rate. So the click-through rate on LinkedIn was 2%. On Facebook, it was 1.34%. So LinkedIn actually had a better click-through rate than on Facebook, which maybe goes to say what I spoke about earlier in terms of people being on LinkedIn are more susceptible to receiving advertising based on things like this, like business. The CPM, so the cost per 1,000 impressions on LinkedIn, cost me a massive £54.63 versus £11.74 on Facebook. So it cost me 5 times more on LinkedIn to reach the same. It would cost me 5 times more on LinkedIn to reach 1,000 people. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. That's why LinkedIn is so expensive. It's just really expensive to reach the people. But if you can reach them and you can afford to reach them, actually looking at the CTR, the click-through rate, maybe it is a good advertising platform. So on LinkedIn, I had 7 Blueprint downloads versus 93 on Facebook, and that cost me £32.80 per download on LinkedIn versus only £2.39 on Facebook. So in this experiment, Facebook absolutely hammered LinkedIn. It was 5 times more expensive to advertise on LinkedIn. I got way more downloads on Facebook. But looking at those results, one of the things that you might be thinking is, okay, but are the people on LinkedIn more likely to become customers? Are the people more serious on LinkedIn? And I don't have anything like concrete to do this, to tell you, because I didn't actually install the LinkedIn Pixel to track purchases. Every time when somebody downloads my free guide, they immediately get asked if they want to buy a £9 course, and I didn't track that £9 purchase on LinkedIn for some reason. But looking at Facebook, I probably get about 20-25% of people that download my guide will go on to buy my £9 course. I am pretty certain that didn't happen from LinkedIn, and so although they might have been a more business oriented audience on LinkedIn, I got a higher click-through rate, Facebook still hammered LinkedIn on the results. And I'm not saying Facebook is a better platform for you, but I think it's definitely worth considering looking at LinkedIn, looking at Facebook and saying, can I afford to advertise on LinkedIn? Like, is it actually worth it? Because one of the interesting things about Facebook is cheaper, and Facebook is, maybe you can't be as specific if you're in a B2B environment on Facebook, but because Facebook is so cheap, you can afford to go for a broader audience, run ads to that broad audience, and still only have 10% of people in that audience relevant, and afford to serve your ad to that 90% of people, knowing that they're not relevant to you. But it's worth spending all that money on those ads because it's worth it for those 10%. Facebook is still cheap enough that you can afford to reach people that aren't relevant to get to the people that are relevant. And LinkedIn, you can't do that. LinkedIn, you really need to get it right first time, because that CPM on LinkedIn is just crazy high. And then another thing about LinkedIn versus Facebook is just it's so much easier to create ads on Facebook. The user interface is easier, it's less clunky, it doesn't feel as outdated. I'm not going to be running any ads anytime soon on LinkedIn. I'm going to stick to Facebook because that is working for me, and also Instagram. Like, when I advertise on Facebook, I also mean Instagram, and it's working so much better for me than LinkedIn. That's not to say LinkedIn won't work for you, but certainly I think Facebook currently is a better platform for LinkedIn. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please be sure to drop it a like, that helps more people see it. Please be sure to drop a comment. Any questions you want to learn more about this marketing experiment, let me know. I have written this experiment up, and so I'll put the link to that in the description. Share this with someone that wants to see share this video with someone that needs to or wants to see it. Be sure to hit subscribe, hit that bell button. That's my surname and it just makes me happy, fills my heart with warmth. I'm off to get a burger. What's left to say? Have fun, be happy. See you next week.